Welcome everyone, I'm Mr. Eves, and today we're going to be talking about dividing decimals by decimals. Our riddle goes, how would you describe Wanda Farr after she met 3 lions deep in the jungle? So we'll start off, and we have this little riddle box that we're going to have to fill in as we answer our questions, and it says, do the exercise below and find your answer in the rectangles. Shade in each area containing a correct answer. You will discover what happened to Wanda Farr. So what we're going to do to start off is we're going to look at number 1 right down here, and remember that the first thing we have to do is identify what number we're dividing by. So we're dividing by 0.4. Now remember, we don't want to divide by 0.4, we want to change it to a whole number. So I'm going to move it over 1 spot. Now if I move it over 1 spot, that gives me 4, but to keep the expression equal, I need to move it also in the inside, so I need to move it 1 spot. And I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this as 4 divides 15.2. Now once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and X out the other one so I don't have to pay attention to that anymore. They're exactly the same equation, they'll get us the same answer. This way we can do long division with a whole number. First thing I'm going to do is bring my decimal straight up. Then I'm going to see how many times 4 goes into 15. Well, I know it goes 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. I subtract. I have 3 left over, and I bring down the 2. So that gives me 32. How many times does 4 go into 32? Well, 4 goes into 32 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. I'm going to subtract. That leaves me with 0. So my answer is 3.8. Well, I'm going to go look up here for 3.8, which is right here. 3.8 is right there. And I'm going to go ahead and shade that in. So I check it off, shade it in, we're good to go. Now, number 2, once again, the divisor is 0.9. It's the number that we're dividing by. And so I'm going to move it over 1 spot, and I'm also going to move it 1 spot on the inside. Rewrite my equation as 9 divides into 2.43. And go ahead and cross that other one out. Now that I have this one, I ask myself, how many times does 9 go into 2? Well, first let's bring up our decimal, and we know that 9 doesn't go into 2, it goes 0 times. Then I'm going to say, how many times does 9 go into 24? Well, it goes 2 times. 9 times 2 is 18. We're going to subtract, gives us 6. Bring down the 3. 9 goes into 63 7 times. 63, subtract, we have 0 left over, and so my answer is 0.27. Now I'm going to go find that, which is this one right up here. I'm going to go ahead and shade that in. Number 3, we have 1.2 divides into 63.6. Well, make this a whole number. Move it over 1 spot, move it over 1 spot. Now I have 12 goes into 636. Well, we know that 12 doesn't go into 6, but it goes into 63 5 times. 5 times 12 is 60. Subtract. 3 is left over. Bring down the 6. 12 goes into 36 3 times. 3 times 12 is 36. Subtract. 0. So my answer is 53. I come over here and find 53. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover that one up. Shade it in. Next is number 4. Our divisor is 0.07, and so we're going to have to move it over 2 spots to make it a whole number. So I go 1, 2, and do the same thing on the inside. 2 spots. Now my new equation is 7 goes into 47.6. Cross it off. How many times does 7 go into 47? Well, I know it goes 6 times. Now remember, bring that decimal straight up. 7 times 6 is 42. Subtract. 5 left over. Bring down the 6. 56. 7 goes into 56 8 times. Subtract. 0 left over. Come over and find 6.8. And 6.8 is up in this corner. And I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. Now, that's how you're going to show your work on the first 8 questions. Now, 9 through 17, you're going to work on the back, and I want to just reiterate that there's different ways to write division. So first off, we can write 3.2 over 4. That's one way to write division, and that basically means you're going to divide 4 into 3.2. So your bottom number, when it comes to it as a fraction, the bottom number is going to be dividing into the top number. So you can divide like that. So that's how you would write it. Another way that you could do it is, so 3.2 divided by 4, and this is also on the worksheet. You see it like this. To do long division, we'd say 4 divides into 3.2. And so 4 goes into 3.2, and you can kind of divide that out. So these are the different ones. So if it's written as a fraction, you know that the denominator is your divisor, the number you're going to divide by. If it's written horizontally, you know the number following the divide sign is your divisor. Good luck on this assignment. It'll be due tomorrow, and I hope you have a great day.